Hey, what's good, what's good, what's good? Let's discuss this. He shot his baby mama. Was it murder-suicide or was it two homicides? Check this story out. First, before I start, there's a whole bunch of people that are hurt by Alajah Fairfax and the father's death. So I just want to start by saying that rest in peace to both the individuals and shout out to the families. Hope you can get through it. So how do two young people that have a kid go from loving one another to shots fired? Father's Day was just a few weeks ago. Alajah shouted out her baby daddy. We love you so much. Within a few weeks, both of them are dead. How?
A preliminary investigation has revealed that the deceased male and deceased female share a child in common. We believe that a domestic dispute took place on 66th Street South between the deceased male and the deceased female, which led to shots being fired. At this time, our officers and detectives are working to determine how the male was shot. Now, the Birmingham Police Department is conducting a double homicide investigation. Just after 6 p.m., East Precinct officers were dispatched.
Did you hear that? Originally, double homicide, and how did the male shoot himself? Or how did the male get shot?
To a person shot call in the 6800 block of 66th Street South. Officers arrived on scene when they observed an adult male lying unresponsive in the roadway, suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Birmingham Fire and Rescue personnel arrived on scene and then transported the male to UAB Hospital with life-threatening injuries. Responding officers on 66th Street South issued a Be on the Lookout bulletin for the suspect's vehicle. A short time afterwards, East Precinct officers were notified that a person was shot at Woodlawn High School. Officers arrived at Woodlawn High School when they observed a vehicle that matched the exact description of the Be on the Lookout bulletin. Officers approached the vehicle when they observed one adult female unresponsive in the vehicle, suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. They observed a second adult female in the area, suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Birmingham Fire and Rescue personnel arrived on scene and pronounced the female inside the vehicle deceased. The second adult female was transported to a local area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. While officers were on both scenes, UAB hospital staff alerted us that the male who was shot on 66th Street South passed away. The preliminary investigation has revealed that the deceased male and deceased female share a child in common. We believe that a domestic dispute took place on 66th Street South between the deceased male and the deceased female, which led to shots being fired. At this time, our officers and detectives are working to determine how the male was shot.
So once again, did you hear that part? How was the male shot? The beginning of the investigation, if you a police officer, if you a cop, you arrive on the scene and see somebody dead, automatically you know if this person has shot himself or someone shot at him. They didn't make that decision. So was it murder-suicide or two homicides? Apparently, the boyfriend shot the baby mama. And the friend, but who shot him? Or did he kill himself? In the update, police said they have reasons to believe Lewis died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. What is the truth? What is the truth? What is the evidence?
Good evening, I'm Megan Scarano. Tonight we begin with breaking news out of Birmingham. 2 people are dead and another is injured after a shooting in the Woodlawn community. ABC 3340's Bobby Portovit is outside of Birmingham Police Headquarters now. Bobby, police say that this stems from a domestic dispute.
And Megan, right now we know that 2 people are dead, a mother and a father who share a child together. Now the shooting happened on the 6800 block of 66th Street South. Police tell us they got the call around 6 p.m. this afternoon. They say a man was shot and taken to AB where he was pronounced dead. Police believe 2 women left the scene just after the shooting and were heading to the hospital but pulled over at Woodlawn High School. They tell us the mother was pronounced dead at the school.
The relationship between both deceased parties or possibly child in common. So the underlying theme behind this shooting is another domestic dispute. We also want to point out that we did have an adult female who was also shot during this dispute. She has suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
Now, police say it's unclear exactly how the man was shot, but they say they believe that the child is safe. Now,
So this story is weird to me. These 2 individuals apparently got along. What went wrong from Father's Day to July for them to hate each other? For one of them to pull out a gun and kill one another? However it went, I have no idea. Now that baby is left without both parents. So I just want to know, was it murder, suicide, or 2 homicides? Who's the third person? In my view, apparently they got along. When you do the research on their Facebook, social media posts, they got along.
One message that we can get out is we preach a lot about conflict resolution, but conflict avoidance is just as important. You know, here we have a domestic dispute that was probably already stemming from a separate incident, possibly earlier in the day, and 2 parties met up and shots were fired.
You just got to start avoiding some of these situations. Don't show up. You don't have to always be right. You don't have to always prove a point. Everyone has a gun now. Live for your child. Live for your family. Avoid situations. You don't have to always be the big bad bully. I'm the toughest person on the block. No.